Hey folks, Natural Medic coming at you with another video, or you might be listening out there on the podcast. Welcome to the Natural Medic Adventures. On this week's episode, we are going to cover a top 10 list for backpackers who might be on your list, or maybe it's a list for you. There's a gazillion options out there for gear and places to get the gear, so on and so forth. I'm going to keep it really simple for you. All my gear is going to be on Amazon. Simple. So let's get started. The way this is, I'm going to make this kind of a systematic list using the 10 Essentials guiding light. If you don't know what the 10 Essentials are, that's a series of systems, for lack of a better term, that were developed back in the 1900s. People have a kind of a bundle of equipment that people need to take with them outside, no matter what the adventure, whether it happens to be backpacking, hiking, etc., to keep themselves safe in case of emergencies or an adverse condition. So the first thing to think about in that is navigation. Navigation probably involved, I think, with a compass as far as your backup method. Now, a lot of people like to use their phone, using All Trails or Gut Hook, Onyx Backcountry, and that's fine. But eventually, that could run out of battery. You could lose signal. You know, any number of things could happen. So it's good to have this. So this particular compass, I'm going to go ahead and bring it up on the screen here for you. I'm trying to keep these things low cost. Some of these things might be a little more expensive, but I think you'll find that it's worth it. I went with SUUNTO. There's a whole bunch of different compass manufacturers out there. SUUNTO has been manufacturing compasses. They're from Finland. They've been manufacturing compasses for, I say, close to 100 years. I actually use this particular one. They don't even make this one anymore that I know of. This is the MC1 that I have in my hand. The one on the screen is the MC2. Now, the MC2 offers the same thing. You got the mirrored top there. You got a 60 degrees, and you have a cord in this particular deal, but you have a cord there with a little declination key. The declination key lets you set a precise location for where you are, depending on the magnetic field. You know, that's what that is. That allows you to be a little more precise. Just a cheap little, Walmart compass or something. So it's, in my opinion, it's worth it. I used this compass for my years as an undergrad at college when I was a forestry student, and it got to any of the remote locations in the East Texas forest. So if it can work for me, definitely can work for you. I need a little bit of instruction from this, where you can get books on courses or in-person courses in order to use that. But it's a pretty nice, and it's a pretty reputable company that I would say I personally have a lot of. All right, that covers the compass. The second part of the 10 Essentials is some type of lighting source. This is the particular headlamp that I went with. It's the Energizer Rechargeable LED headlamp. I don't think it has any particular model number. I did a complete video reviewing this and so, but I like this one. It's inexpensive. Normal price is about $26.99. It has a rechargeable port on the back. Comes with a cord to charge, so you can plug it into your battery bank or charge top of your hat if you had to, just like I have here. There you go. The nice thing about this headlamp, it has a long battery life depending on what mode you put it in. It's pretty bright, about 400 lumens. It's inexpensive. As I'm filming this video on the 21st of November 2021, it is on sale for $15.17 or 44% off. I don't know how long that's going to last. It might not even last by the time I get this video. Anyway, it's still not very expensive. Energizer is a reputable brand, and I've used this a couple of times out in the field on a couple of trips. Worked great for me so far. But have a light in your pack is because you never know what you're going to get into. You might take a wrong turn, have to take the scenic route, and you're getting back after dark or a little bit later than you anticipated, and you want to be able to trail. So you can get back to your campsite, your car, your trailhead, whatever, safely. So that's why you need to have a light in. The third thing to consider is sun protection. Now, sun protection, you know, the sun, as far as I know, the sun shines all year around months. But it's good to have a base layer of protection. Pick this up kind of just trying it out earlier this year. And here's mine. I just picked up another one recently. The nice thing about this, let me go ahead and pull up this on the screen. I was actually researching a different brand. I was just researching Outdoor Research with them for a long time. And they offer an Echo Sun Hoodie, which is approximately $80. I'm not sure of the exact amount right now. But right now you can get these, depending on what size and configuration you get, from $12.99 to $24.99. And so there's probably a color and a size for that person out there. The nice thing about it, it has a hood, so you can completely cover up your head from the intense rays of the sun. It has thumb, so that you can, you know, the majority of your arms, except for your, you know, your fingers. And it's very breathable. I've worn it in the heat of Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and it's done very well for me. But it also would work very good as a base layer underneath warmer layers, you know, in these cooler months that we're going into. So that's one thing you might want. The next item out there is a first aid kit of some sort. The nice thing about Adventure Medical, they're not, like I would say, the authority or anything like that, but I like a lot of their kits. I have this particular kit right here, as you can see. It has everything you need, everything one person would need for just about any trip. So you've got bandages, you've got mold blisters, you have splinter picker, tick remover, forceps, you have afterbite wipes, antihistamine, ibuprofen, wound care, so on and so forth, all inside of your pack here. It's a lightweight kit. It's completely sealed up right now. It is resealable once you open it up, so you can use it on multiple trips. It's not just a one-time use. But that's definitely one good to stick into your pack. It only weighs like 2.5 ounces, so it's light. And that should take care of most medical needs that you have out there. Now, of course, with a first aid kit or first aid, you definitely need to get some training so you know what to do online or in person. That could help you protect yourself in case you are injured. Okay, then in the list is a multi-tool or a knife. I prefer to have more of a full-size pocket knife myself. I don't have this exact model that you see on your screen here, but this is a remix. It's a little bit different configuration, but I can definitely tell you it's a great knife. I've never had a Gerber product that has failed me. All the Gerber products out there, and I've had a bunch of them, have done very well for me. It's going to be a little bit lighter than what I have. This one is completely steel or metal, whereas the one on the screen is fiberglass handle and stainless steel blade. But it does have that little, that's nice, the little hole in there, because once you have deployed your knife, put your finger in there and get a nice grip. And, you know, the most thing is, you know, cutting up food, you know, slicing some sausage while I'm, you know, out there on my lunch or something like that. But it's nice, you know, nice to have that full-size blade all by itself. It has a pocket clip also. Now, another alternative, or in addition to, is the Leatherman. And I have one right here. This is a very small, little compact pocket Leatherman. And the nice thing about it, you could have this, or you could have it as your standalone, you know, multi-tool. depending on how to go for it. Nice thing about this, it's very small. It only weighs, as it says on here, 0.09 pounds. So that's very light. I don't know how much that is. So let me look over here. Yeah, it weighs like 1.5 ounces, so it's very compact. It has some. It also has a little clip-on little area for here or what have you. It has a file. It has scissors. It has a tweezer on the front here that comes out. So you have 8 tools. Repair a strap on your backpack or with this little tool. And now another item, or you have to start a fire to warm yourself, to boil some water, to purify water, to food, dry off wet clothes, etc. You want to be able to start that fire. How to start an emergency fire just in case. It's Insta-Fire. It's just little, as you see on the screen right there, it's just a little, and it lights. Pretty much lights, will light up to 4 fires. It's good to have that. I would recommend picking up some of this for your whoever. Each packet will start up to 8. It doesn't harm the environment. It's really a nice deal. And also it works, for cooking, on a charcoal grill. I purchased this. See, blanket. So this covers the shelter aspect. So you can see, and I have it right here actually. You can see the emergency blanket. On the outside it's more of a tarp type material. On the inside it's more of a mylar space blanket type material. The nice thing about this is you can keep you warm. The heat in there help you get warm, and to cover up your gear. You could use it for, you can actually configure it. On the back here you have different ways. I don't know how well you can see it on camera. You have different ways you can. It's really only big enough for one person, but it's definitely a good deal. It's very lightweight, and it's definitely something I carry with me to help protect myself, just in case something would happen. Okay, for our next category, we're talking about food. And now I'm not going to jump into the whole food deal because there's a lot of options. And I've got a whole video on that that I'll link in the description below. I think that's handy. I just picked it for myself. I haven't used either one of these in the field yet. But actually both of these on the screen here. The GSI Outdoors Essential Spoon Long, which is a plastic spoon with a silicone tip. It's a little bit heavier, I believe, than this other one that I have, which is the Tokes Titanium Long-Handled Spoon with the polished bowl. But I think both of them are going to work coming up this week. And the difference in weight, one weighs 0.7 ounces, one weighs 0.9 ounces, so it's negligible, really. 19 grams for the 25 grams for the Essential Spoon Long, which really I think is an interesting name. Essential Spoon Long. But hey, whatever. It works. The Essential Spoon Long is about 1.5 inches longer. It's 9.9 inches. The Tokes is 0.5. Now the thing that's nice about these spoons is if you're cooking a dehydrated meal, you really need a long spoon to get down there and stir that around. Basically all you have to do is around, you close them up, and then in 15-20 minutes, well, less. And thank you, Walmart. Anyway, but the nice thing about this for emergency water use is very, very simple to use. All you have to do is take it out. You take the bottom cap off and you stick it in the water. You take the top cap off, you put your mouth on it, and you suck just like a regular straw. So it's really only good for personal use. It doesn't allow you to collect the water into a container. For an emergency use situation where you needed to get some water, you brought 2 liters of water and you needed another, you ran out and you got no way to get any more. This filters the water through it and lets you drink the water safely right from the source. So it's very simple, easy to use, and doesn't have chemicals in it. It just filters the water through a series of microfilters inside of there. It gets out all the baddies so you don't get sick. So it's good to have one of those in your pack. I've had one in my day pack for, well, since 2014, looks like. And I've used it a couple of times and it works really well. And it's very simple to use. So you definitely want to have one of those around just in case. Okay, so your last essentials. Now, if you do stick around, I do have some bonus items for you that I will share in just a moment. Your item, though, covering the 10 essentials, is some type of extra clothes or insulation, and that includes rainwear. And the nice thing about rainwear is, if you have warm layers, if it's cold out, you can put that rain layer, whatever it happens to be, whether it's a poncho, a rain jacket, etc., on top to add kind of an extra light emergency poncho. It's not very, I have it right here. It's not very thick, the material, but it is very lightweight and compact to stick into your pack. Even if you're living in the desert of Arizona or West Texas or New Mexico or something like that, it's probably good to pack rainwear. Worst case scenario, you could also use it to make a makeshift made of some type of other fibers. I'm not really sure what that is. The material kind of has its own little special feel to it. But it's an inexpensive way to keep yourself protected in case of rain. The nice thing about a poncho, as you'll see in my little video here, is it protects you, pretty much your entire knee area from the rain. It can cover if you're wearing a backpack. It can go over the top of your back to provide some additional rain coverage or anti-air. Okay, bonus item number 1 is socks. There's a lot of socks out there, but I prefer the Darn Tough socks. I believe the ones that I have are the number 2 micro. Let's click on those. That's pretty much what mine look like. I've had these Darn Tough socks for probably about a year or so, and I really like them. The nice thing about them is these are crew size, but you can get them in different sizes, different colors, depending on what you like. But the nice thing about them is, as you see here, if they develop any holes in them, Darn Tough will replace them, no strings, no conditions, for life. So that's nice. So wool, nylon, and lycra is what it's made out of. They're very comfortable. I haven't had any issues with these. Okay, bonus item number 2. And now they have a 10% off coupon on this thing. Is no idea, but it's a battery pack. It has 30,000 out for camping, hiking, that kind of deal. And there you go. but it works and charges your device several times. I haven't had any issues with it, and anyway, good bonus item. You know, the more electronics you have out there, the likely you want to have an item will charge it up. Now, I don't know, I can't speak for the solar part of it, but it does. That actually works pretty good. Wouldn't use it as a primary device, but it's a backup flashlight. Okay, bonus item number 3 is from a company called the Blackstrap. But there's a whole bunch of different companies out there, but just giving you general ideas, is a buff. And a buff can be used like this, where it kind of like a do-rag, holding your sweaty hair. Not really a big deal with me because I have short hair, but if you have longer hair, it works out good for that. You can put it on your face like this to protect, kind of like a face mask if you're in dusty areas, etc. Put it around your neck with some water to cool yourself off. There's a whole, you know, you can use it as a towel, cairns on it. I don't know if you can see those very well. There we go. Okay, the next and final item for today is the Garmin Enrich Mini. Of this, but the orange one, there's no difference really. I had to pick this one as a satellite communication device. I got a full review coming soon about this and why I picked it, and we'll share some field experience of me using it in the field on an upcoming trip. But that's another thing you could look into. Keep your person, communicate back and forth. It does require a subscription service to use it, but you see, and it's useful for a lot of different things. Also, you can call SOS if something did happen to you. I do a lot of solo traveling myself, and so I've got it to keep in touch with my loved ones around, and in case I needed, you know, in case I need. There it is. Anyway, so that's the deal for today, y'all. I hope for the people in your life that are backpackers or would-be backpackers, some items they might be interested in to get for birthday, Christmas, whatever. It's not necessarily have to be a holiday list, but that's what it is for now. And if you got any value from today's video, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast and or the YouTube channel, I would love for you to do that. If you have any comments about additional gifts or just have questions in general about the items that you've